TyrePal system, and what prompted me to do this was I had a slow puncture. I don't know if you remember, a couple of weeks ago I had a slow puncture, and I thought I'd better get that looked at. So I took the tyre off and I took it to a garage I've used quite a bit whilst I've been here, and that's Southport MOT garage, and they were very helpful. And before I got there, I'd noticed there was something sticking out of in between the tread, and when I got there they said, oh yeah, that's repairable, because it was in between the tread. And I got back and picked up the tyre, and they'd repaired it. They put a plug in there, I think it's called a mushroom plug, but he said there was a 10mm bolt that somehow wedged itself into the tyre. And that got me thinking. I'd actually been driving on that tyre thinking it was a leaky valve or something, and I was thinking, what would have happened if that had actually blown out of there? A great big 10mm hole in the tyre. The tyre would have gone down in no time. And I thought, how often do we really check our tyres? So really sort of got me a bit worried. And I thought, well, I've been thinking about this TyrePal system for a little while, and I noticed they're doing a new system, a new monitor. It's a little bit cheaper than the previous monitor, so I thought I'd give it a go. The only complication for me is that obviously, because we tow a car behind us, it'd be nice if I could monitor the car's tyre pressures as well. So fortunately they can do like two systems, so you get two of these systems, and you get a repeater. So I bought two of the, open the right box. So I bought two of these TyrePal systems. They're quite small, as you can see, the size of your hand, and they can run off solar. You charge them up as well. So two of those, and it also comes with a repeater. Now that repeater's installed inside the motorhome, and there's a bit of wiring involved because it needs a vehicle feed, a vehicle electric feed, and they suggest installing it around the wheel arch. So I will do that, but first of all I want to get the tyre monitoring system set up for the van, so obviously we can monitor the tyres. But then I'll see if I can get time before we go away to install this this repeater system, so we can monitor the pressure on the tyres of the car as well. So it's quite a useful little manual with it, so I'm just going to follow the steps in the manual and start setting this up. Yeah, so like I say, this has got a solar panel on the top of it to keep it charged up, but it's also got a USB charging port there as well. So what's the first thing it says to do? Identify all the parts. So I've gone through and done that, and then it goes on to, so you set up the dust cap, you remove the dust cap, you install the dust shield and lock nut, and then you prepare the monitor. So let's go and do that. Yeah, so the first thing I've got to do is I've got to install the batteries on the monitors themselves. So they've got a little thing there, tells you how to do it. So we'll have a look at that. And I need a battery. Right, let me see if I can show you how to insert these batteries. First of all, this unit here actually comes apart. Turn this right, that, and it pulls apart. It's a bit difficult to jack it apart, but you've got two parts. You can unscrew the cap. The battery goes in positive up and negative down, and it slides in. It slides in that way, like that, and you can screw the top back on, like that. That end goes in the one that's got the most serrations. That goes on top of it, and you just turn it till it's reasonably finger tight. It shouldn't be that easy then to get that lid off. Certainly can't undo it by using your fingers. Right, it says to turn it inside out. Let's take the dust cap off. It says to fold it back on itself. Put it back on there and then install the lock nut. Presumably then I can pull the dust cap forward. Yep, okay. I've got that. Right. Just put the dust cap back on for a minute. No, leave it off. I think I'll also check the pressure. Right, that says it's, what is it, 76. Now I've got to go and prepare the monitor. Obviously I need to do the, other dust shield, so I'm going to do that. So back to the tyre. Right, it says to install it and should hear some air escape. Oh, 1 to 2 seconds. And then you can adjust the lock nut. Other way. That's it. It says to spray it with some soapy solution. Just have a listen. Check anything's. Check nothing's escaping. Dry that off. And I should be able to pull the dust cap back. I can't get hold of it now, it's all soapy. Here we go. That's it. And that's the first one installed. Right, so I now need to work out the low and high limits for the van now. So the front is 65. So 65 times the low is 15 divided by 100 gives me 9.75. So 65 minus 9.75. So the low pressure alarm needs to be set at 55.25 on the front. 55.25 on the front. And high pressure alarm 65 times 25 divided by 100 gives me 16.25, so plus 65 gives me 81.25. Sorry, to switch it on, you press and hold the minus key for 4 to 5 seconds. That switches it on. And you're in. Then you want to set everything, so then you hold the set key. That says PSI, so you can have PSI or bar. Happy with PSI. Centigrade, so you can have centigrade Fahrenheit. Happy with centigrade. You just use the up and down buttons to do this. High pressure on the front tyres is 83. Happy with that. Hang on. High pressure on the front tyres 80. I want that. Actually 82. I don't quite want it that high. Set. And the low pressure is 55. Happy with that. Set. High pressure on the rear 94. Set. And low pressure on the rear 64. Set. High pressure on the spare 94. Set. Low pressure 64. and then high temperature on the rear 70, on all of them actually, 70 degrees set and back to PSI. And then when you want to register the unit, you press and hold the set button for 4 to 5 seconds. That's it. And now I can switch off. That's it, all done. Oh, one thing I should just mention is I've installed it over here. So I think I can put that one for the van on that side, and when I install the car one I can put that on the other side. That seems to make sense. The only trouble I've got, of course, I'll use this blackout curtain thing here. I might have to cut a hole so I can see that. And obviously that can charge up with the solar. Still quite surprised how high the temperatures are on the front wheels, but I suppose it is quite a warm day. So yeah, 70, 70, 78, 75. I did let some air out of the back near side one, but I think it needs to reread them, if you like. I think they go to sleep if the wheels are not moving. So I understand it. So I will recheck those perhaps in the morning and see what they're like. And if I get a chance, I might fit the ones for the car as well, and the relay unit, the repeater. I couldn't think what it's called. Repeater, that's it. So this is where I installed the repeater. It's under the front sofa on the driver's side, and I just found a nice bit of board to mount it to. It's currently wired directly to the battery. But I think what I will do is I will put an ignition feed on it, otherwise it's permanently on. I don't think it draws much of in the way of a current, so I don't think it's a big drain on the battery, but that seems to work really well. Right, let's move on and do the car's TyrePal. 31 that says. So turn the boot inside out, take the dust cap off, put that on like that. Yeah, so that gauge was beeping at me because I haven't set the high and the low pressures yet, so but it is showing 30, which is actually correct. Right, that's all the tyre sensors connected up. The two left ones are correct, 33 and 30. The two right ones both need a couple of, well, £1 or £2 putting in them, so I'll do that and see if I can get them correct. But I notice the side that's facing the sun is actually warmer. It says 22 degrees and 16, and on the colder side it's 18 and 12. 12 is about what it is at the moment. Okay. So we've switched the TyrePal monitoring system on, and let me turn around. Trouble I've been having with the TyrePal system, and obviously this is probably for the video with the TyrePal in it. Trouble I've been having with the TyrePal system is that you forget, certainly, you know, the one for the car that's in the motorhome at the moment, I forget to take it out of the motorhome and put it in the car. Yeah, although we did this morning, didn't we? Took it down to Morrison's. Yeah. We went out in the car yesterday and its own thing beeped at us, didn't it? Own tyre. Yesterday, yeah. No, the tyre pressure monitoring system that's built into the car often has a habit of setting an alarm when you've been on the motorway for a while. So yeah. Because I forgot to take the TPMS, the TyrePal one rather, I couldn't tell what the actual tyre pressure was. No, and then we switched off and you reset it. Yeah. Never came back on. No, well, it's always doing that. It's always doing that. So you don't. It's pointless, really, because then you think, well, is it got a real problem or not? Well, that's right. I don't know until I've gone on a motorway and taken the TyrePal with me. The other issue with the tyre pressure, with the TyrePal system, is it takes a while for it to start reading.
Yeah,
and we've been travelling for half a mile, sitting in the traffic at the moment, so I'm able to film it. Oh, there you go, it's just come on.
Yes, started with 29.
Yeah, so the back, and now, hold it there, keep it there, and now the front one's come on. It takes the time to wake them up, which is a little bit disconcerting because you don't really know if you've got a flat tyre.
No.
But I suppose they've got to go to sleep, otherwise the batteries would go flat, wouldn't they? So I've used the Solar Pro for about a month now, and I thought I'd let you know what I thought of it. I mean, what's amazing me is I've not charged it up at all. It's got a USB charger on it, but I've never used it. So obviously the solar panel that it's got on the back of it, that works really well. It doesn't seem to need charging. It's great that it's portable as well. It's very easy to move with this little sticky friction mount on the back of it. You can, which is great for the car because it means I can move it from the van into the car quite easily, as long as I remember to do that. That's the issue probably the only real issue I have with it is I forget to put it back in the car. At the moment I've got two in the van, and if I'm towing the car, obviously I need both of them in the van. But if I'm just using the car at home or on a trip, I need to remember to take this with us. So overall, I'm quite impressed with it. I would say, however, a drawback, if there is a drawback with it, is I think it is a colour display, but it is actually a little bit hard to read when the sun's shining on it. And obviously if I've got the sunroof open or the blinds open, it's quite difficult. And sometimes in the car, because I've got a sunroof in the car as well. So that's the only sort of drawback with it. Probably a more conventional sort of black and white display would possibly be clearer. This may be a little small. I think that's possibly, I don't know if you can see, you know, see what sort of size it is really. But overall, it's a great bit of safety kit. I'm reassured to know that my tyre pressures are okay and there's nothing else heating up. I think someone mentioned on, I can't remember where it was, one of the Facebook groups, that if it starts to heat up, it might also be an indication not just of tyre problems, but maybe of wheel or brake problems, and they can be just as devastating if gone unnoticed. And that, I think, is probably what sold it for me, is that it gives you that temperature plus the pressure. I know you can buy like tyre sealant remedies that you can put in the tyre, which are great, but if your brakes are heating up and you don't know about it, that could be pretty awful as well. The units themselves are £110 each, so this unit £110, so two of them obviously £220, and if you're towing a trailer or a car in my case, you'll need the repeater, and that's £39. Now don't be an idiot and do what I did, is just order it straight from TyrePal. Go to the Caravan and Motorhome Club website, and there is a discount code there you can use which will get you 20% off. So I was a little bit gutted when I found I could have got 20% off. Links below. Yeah, so I think overall a really good product and well worth it, particularly if you're towing like me and you need to know what's happening with tyres on the vehicle or trailer behind you. And highly recommended. So if you found this video useful, give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hit that notifications icon, and you'll get an update when I release another video. So we'll see you soon. Bye then. .5 that says. Can't be right. Oh, it's KPA. God, Reeve. Right, so one more go at setting this. So to set the high and low alarms, you press and hold the minus key for 4 to 5 seconds. Sorry, to switch it on, you press and hold the minus key for 4 to 5 seconds. So I think that's it. Is that it?